Welcome back to What to Do During Springtime. This is episode 6 and today we are creating something a little different, a music festival built completely with the base game only. I'll be using a few clever tricks to make it feel alive with stages, lights and everything your Sims need to make their weekend legendary. With that said, let's hop into the build! Directly, the first thing we need to do is hop into the gallery if you missed an event called Sessions and download all the items which belong to this. This was an event coming long time ago and it was related to festivals. You can find there plenty of items related to music festivals, related to camping, so you can build plenty with only those items. It's all base game only, it was not impacted by the updates and patches, so it's still there and you can use it until today. As the next, I was thinking how to create a stage, because it's all metal and we don't really have stuff like this in the base game. So I went into the debug menu and took this whatever ramp or whatever it is and made it as a stage. I know it's not 100%, but it gives the feeling and I think it turned out pretty nicely. I tried to cover it with the roof, with the walls around, so that only the metal construction is visible. I've used the big plasmas on the sides and I enlarged them to create this huge monitors effect during the performance. I've also hid it under the roof, so if you have seasons installed and it will rain, it should not impact this. Honestly, as I was playtesting this, it looked so fantastic with the TVs on. I also created a ramp around it. It will not be on the video, but it will be at the end during the tours, so you will see it, because otherwise your sim would not be able to turn it on. However, once he does turn on the music station, it's also updated into the maximum, so you should have all the channels a sim need, and there is a possibility to turn on a music channel. And with that, you can have the music running on the TV and it looks really like it's from the stage performance. Pretty cool. I've also placed there this dancing floor. It was a reward from the reward event. If you missed that one, I'm sorry, you will not get it. But it's not a big deal. The only thing it does is that your sim will dance exactly where you want them to dance. If it's not there, they will just dance around, which is even more realistic on the music festivals, that they are not just pushed together on one spot and dance there. On the top and around, I placed these stage lights from the base game, which you get as a reward from some career or something. They are not moving really, but they are casting pretty good light around them, so it actually looks kinda cool. I've also made a stage using the guitar, the piano, the microphone. I know in The Sims 4 we don't have really the bands until today as we had in Sims 3, but you can hire a pianist or you can hire any musician and you can have a feeling that really the band is there, or you can play yourself. As the next, I'm placing around these food stalls. They're 100% functional. You just have to hire a vendor to tend them and it costs 100 simoleons, but I was thinking if I'm going to a concert it's going to cost me some. I know that Tomorrowland is like 500 euros or something for a ticket, and that's on the cheap side. I've never been on the concerts like this, so if you have an experience, leave a comment what is the real price for a concert this size. However, I was thinking if you will hire like 2 vendors, one for the food stall and one for the merchandise, it's going to be 200 simoleons, and that sounds realistic to me. And since I'm a sucker for realism, I also created this seating area in front of the food stalls. I know your sim doesn't really need them, they will eat from their hand, but I wanted to have it there. And I also wanted to have a standing tables, because I think on the concerts there are the standing tables and then there are more fancy ones, which are these wooden seating tables. And speaking of fancy, I'm now creating the sleeping area made from the tents. I know that from Tomorrowland you can buy the tickets which are like cheaper, so you're sleeping somewhere in the tent, and then you are buying more expensive one which you again sleep somewhere in the tents, but they are more fancy. And this is something which I wanted to create here. So I place these bigger tents into a separate area. In my mind, this is the VIP area for the people who paid more. And then I was thinking how to make it look more fancy, since those are just the tents. And I had an idea, maybe they can have a pool. It should also not be really fancy pool, but it should be there because if you look on the pictures when you are booking the tickets and you see a pool, it resonates directly. Oh my god, this is going to be VIP, I'm going to be special. Even though it's not special really, you are still sleeping in the tent. You don't even have your own shower. At least I didn't put there any. And you still need to use the toilets, which are mobile for everyone, because how would you put there a real toilet? But I know there are people who will pay a good money for the feeling of being special, for not being with the peasants, even though you are just a couple of meters away from them. But to make this area even more special, I was thinking, okay, you at least don't have to eat with them, so you have your own grilling area and you have your own lounges where you can just sit and lay and just watch from the distance the concert, or just look at the people, how they're dancing when you just want to chill and be with whoever you came there with. Actually, for those of you who are visiting concerts like this, is it even possible to sleep there? I mean, it has to be so loud. How are you able to fall asleep in such a loudness? I made it into kind of rock concert or maybe pop concert, but I cannot imagine any other concert which would be silent. So please leave a comment and let me know if it's even possible to sleep, or if you have to be dead drunk to be able to fall asleep and then you don't really care. But then on the other hand, I'm questioning, if you are dead drunk to be able to fall asleep, what's the point to buy the expensive tickets to have the VIP area? I'm so confused. But going back to the build, I'm now creating kinda entrance. I know in The Sims you don't really need it because the Sims will not really buy the tickets, but if you have businesses and hobbies, what I would do, I would place here a ticket kiosk, at least for the feeling that your Sim is actually purchasing the tickets. And I know no one is going to really tend those windows and sell you the tickets, but again, I'm a sucker for realism, and it's there because when you come, at least even if you purchase the tickets online, there is someone who needs to check you and give you the pass that you can walk there freely. So it would be there, even though in The Sims, as we know, is not really functional. But when I'm playing, at least, I want to have a feeling when I'm visiting these places that I am where I'm supposed to be. And in my mind, this place was mostly for the teenagers because there is not many hangout spots where the teenagers could go. And we are in the springtime, so I was thinking what to do next, and going to a concert when it's a beautiful weather sounds like a great idea to me. Even though during the spring it can also rain, especially during the April month. So again, those of you who are visiting concerts like this, let me know if it's then a problem or if the rain is actually nice and it's warm and you don't mind. But getting back to the build, I created it as a nightclub since we are in a base game. I wanted to have their liveliness, so the Sims will come and dance and do everything what they're supposed to do on the concert. So I had to place a couple of items from the menu to be able to have it as a nightclub, as for example this bar or these bar chairs. But it was not an issue actually, because thanks to that it's a nightclub, there is a bartender directly, so you don't need to buy someone to tend the bar, so you have an extra NPC who is giving you more the feeling that there is something happening on this concert. As a last step, you will see me enlightening the whole spot. So I took also the string lights from the gallery, which are also part of the session, so you can find it there, or you can just search for the string lights and you will find all of them. It's base game friendly, it's base game only. And I placed there also these lanterns in the VIP section because of course these people are more special. And I also went into the debug and placed there the lights which are visible in the build mode, but you will not see them in the live mode, to give it extra boost, extra light when you are having a concert in the evening. However, I hope you are inspired. At least you have next idea for an activity what you can do during the springtime. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun. I had plenty of fun building this. Don't forget to subscribe to receive the notification every time I post a new build. Have a wonderful rest of the day and see you next time. Bye bye!